Aloha! Welcome to Live Yoga channel. I'm Tara. It is Thursday morning here in the beautiful healing valley of Manoa. It's rainy, wet, and windy, but we are rolling out our mats and getting ready to do our full hatha practice. So thanks so much for joining, and we'll go ahead and get started. So let's find some comfort in an easy cross-legged position. We'll roll those shoulders up and down the spine. Take your palms to your knees. Let your thumb and first finger touch. Allow your chin to tilt down ever so slightly. And allow your breath to move in and out of the nostrils. Giving yourself permission for the next 75 minutes to focus here on the breath as it moves in and out of the body. Letting our awareness tune in. Begin to lengthen the breath. Really feel that belly expand as you inhale. Draw that belly up, the side ribs. Feel the shoulders grow tall. Pause and let that breath swirl around inside of your body. Exhale slowly. Feel this body root and reconnect to the earth plane. Do this a few more times at your pace. Gifting yourself an intention for the practice so that if the mind wanders, you can bring it back to this self-care, this intention for expanding our self-love and our self-care, filling up our own love cup so that we can be of service to others. Bottom of your next exhalation, go ahead and open the eyes. Let's get started this morning with a round of Kapalabhati. This is a skull shining breath designed to clarify and tonify the fluids in and around the brain. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the exhalation, and as we exhale, we're also going to pump the belly back. So you're drawing or squeezing that belly button back towards the spine. Go ahead and inhale. Exhale. 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 Exhale, exhale, exhale. Keep going. Pump. Keep the face soft. The gaze was with your eyes closed in between the eyebrow center. Keep pumping. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Exhale, 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 exhale. Squeeze out all the breath. Pause here, and then go ahead and let's inhale a half lung of air. Inhale through the nose. Take the shoulders to the ears, press the palms into the thighs, draw that belly button, squeeze it back towards the spine, and then lift your pelvic floor up as if you're preventing yourself from going to the loo. Hold here for as long as comfortable. This is Kumbha, breath retention. We're building up our internal life force energy. When you need the breath, simply release the hold, sip in a bit more breath into the nose. Exhale slowly. Return the breath to normal. Let's now bring the yoga to the eyes. Let's keep the head and neck center. Please move only the eyes. So we'll take a nice big breath in through the nose. As you exhale, look down, look up, look down, look up, look down, look up, center. Another breath in. Exhale, look far right, far left, far right, far left, far right, far left, center. Another breath in. Exhale, look down, far right, look up, far left, look down, center. Another breath in. Exhale, look down, far left, look up, far right, look down, center. Now instead of stretching the eyes, let's focus the eyes. So bring your right arm out, shoulder height, not too high, not too low. Extend the index finger up towards the ceiling and take your gaze to the fingertip. Doing your best to not blink, we're going to bend the elbow and slowly draw it towards the nose, keeping your gaze on the fingertip. Take it back out slowly. And then when the elbow is straight, look past the finger. Take your gaze to your fingertip, bend the elbow, draw it towards the nose slowly. No blinking. Take it back out slowly, look past the finger. Last one. When the elbow is straight, take your gaze past the finger. Release your hands. Let's go ahead and take those healing hands and let's build some prana. In Hawaii, we call it mana, life force, some healing energy behind the palms. Let's take the right palm and cup it over the right eye. Take the left palm and cup it over the left eye. Doing your best to not let any ray of light come between your hands and between your fingers. Your face is relaxed and your breath is slow in and out of the nostrils as you stare into the black abyss of the center of your palms, sending healing energy to your beautiful, beautiful eyes. Feeling so grateful for this gift of sight. Go ahead and release the hands. Interlace the hands. Press those palms away from you. Take them up overhead. Stretch long. Stretch those palms up towards the heavens. Take the chin down so that it's parallel to the earth. And then allow the breath to move slowly and through the entire belly, side ribs, all the way up to the top of the head, and then back down again. With your eyes closed, take the middle of the tongue to the roof of the mouth gently, and then allow the breath to move. Feel a slight constriction in the epiglottis, the back of the throat. This activates our ujjayi breathing or ocean-like breath. Helps to turn on our parasympathetic nervous system, that repair mechanism. So we're going to call on this breath often throughout our practice. If you find that you're strained in your breath, this is a sign from the body to back off some. You're trying too hard. So to your degree, go ahead and release the hands. Take the back of the palms to touch. Take the right palm over the left. Interlace those hands. Draw the elbows down as you draw the hands towards the chest and then back out again to your degree. So maybe you can go a quarter of the way, maybe you can go halfway, maybe you can go all the way. Everybody's different and it can change from day to day and side to side. So honor where you are and simply breathe here slowly. Take the hands back towards the chest. Release them out. Then we're going to switch sides. Honoring you may feel more open or less on this side. Take the elbows down. Move the hands back out to your degree. And this can change from day to day, depending on how we slept last night, what we ate, our stress levels, and more. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale those hands back towards your body. Shake it out. Beautiful. To move back on our mat, extend those legs out in front of us. I like to remove the excess flesh from the sits bones, really plug those sits bones in to the earth. Your toes are up towards the sky, and you can rest. You can put your hands claw-like next to your hips. You can also lean back some. We're going to bring yoga to the toes. So let's do toe cranks, moving only the toes forward and back. For 1, release, 2, release, 3, release, 4, release, 5, release, 6, and hold. Go ahead and release. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left, and let's interlace the toes. First, your first toe, second toe. Do your best. Don't use your hands, just your toes here. It may feel awkward if you're new to this, or even if you've been doing it for a while. It can change from day to day. So get as many toes as you can, and then squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. We're activating the nerves from the tip of our toes to the ankles, knees, all the way up to the sciatic nerve. And release. Let's switch sides. Interlacing our first toe, second, third, fourth, and maybe even our fifth toe. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. So bringing the yoga all the way up into the ankles. Let's clear some vayus. Let's move the ankles forward and back. 3, 4, 5, 6, and hold. Let's make circles with the ankles. First clockwise. 6, opposite direction. Warming up the knees. Bend the left knee up into the chest. Grab onto the elbows underneath of that knee. Lift up. Sit tall. And then we'll move the knee in clockwise motion. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Opposite direction. Switch sides. 4, 5, 6. And then counterclockwise. Beautiful. Warming up from the toes, the ankles, the knees. And now we're going to bring the warm-ups into our quadriceps, this major muscle group here. So we'll take the right heel into the inner left thigh, take the left heel to the outside of the left hip. Take your hands back. Walk your hands back, and perhaps this is plenty for you. If you feel a nice stretch here, just sit here and breathe. Perhaps you have the privilege to come down onto your forearms and rest on the elbows, and you can just let your head and neck drop back. Perhaps you have the privilege to take the spine completely down onto the floor with your arms up overhead. You can grab onto your wrists or your elbows. To your degree, find your expression of this pose and simply breathe. Should feel good. After your next exhalation, we're going to bring our hands back down by our hips, help the body upright, and let's do the same thing on the other side. Again, keeping a light and positive attitude, knowing that we may feel more flexible or more tight on this side, and this can change from day to day. So make the adjustments, walk your body back to your degree, and then enjoy. Nice, slow inhalations and exhalations. Feeling your body earn, maybe it's even like a millimeter with each exhalation, just feeling the sensations of the body letting go. Exhale slowly, take your hands down back by your side. Inhale, help the body upright. And together, let's everybody meet in a standing position at the front of the mat. Feet together, knees together. Roll the shoulders up and back. Let's find our Tadasana, standing pose. Really feel, close your eyes, take the gaze in between your eyebrow center. Really feel the earth beneath you. Imagine roots underneath of your feet connecting you to the earth plane, grounding your electrical body, connecting us to all of life on planet Earth. Feeling the support beneath our feet. As you stand here and breathe slowly, let's next take our introspection to that space in between the eyebrow center, about 1 inch up on the forehead. This is our third eye, our mind's eye. And in this space, please, let's visualize the last most beautiful sunrise or sunset you've witnessed. And as we move into our Surya Namaskar practice, our sun salutations, we pay respects and offer gratitude to the Almighty Sun as it gives gifts to us and all of life on planet Earth daily. Surya, meaning respects, Namaskar, to the sun. Forgive me, Surya is sun, Namaskar is respects. So we'll move through 12 poses. So we'll inhale, deeply open the eyes. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer position at the heart. Inhale, take your arms up overhead. Look up, look back. Exhale, hinge at the waist, fold forward. This is the first stretch of the day. Please, no overstretching here. You're going to let your head and neck hang, allowing the chin to tilt towards the chest. Bring the weight towards the front, the balls of the feet, so that the backs of the legs are long and the sits bones are pointing up towards the ceiling. Visualize the top of your head growing towards the top of your feet. It's okay to have your hands on your shins. Maybe your knees are bent gently and you're holding on to the backs of your ankles. Maybe you even have the privilege to bring your fingertips all the way down to the earth. Perhaps you can even take your palms to the earth and point your fingertips facing back towards your ankles. Find your space and then breathe slowly here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees, fingers facing forward. Take the left leg back. Drop to the knee and the top of the left foot as we inhale into Ashwashan, Chalanasana, Equestrian pose. So we're going to lunge into that front right leg. We're balancing underneath of that big right toe as well as that right knee. We're lining it up with the midline of our body as we lunge forward. Let gravity hang with our arms down by our sides. Take the chest up towards the ceiling and then look back as far as you can on the ceiling. The top of your back foot and the top of the back knee is helping balance on the back side as we're breathing gently here. Opening up the pelvis, the quads. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Return your hands to your feet. Tuck your back left toes. Exhale, send your right leg back to meet the left. Now this is our first mountain pose of the morning. In the West, we call this downward facing dog. In the East, in the Himalayas, where my teacher's from, they refer to this as mountain pose. The body's shaped like Mount Everest. So taking all 4 corners of your palms and pressing down evenly in your hands and all of your fingertips. The inner part of your elbows are looking at one another. Roll the shoulders down and back so the inner armpits are looking at one another, and then take both heels and reach them down towards the earth evenly. Let the head hang heavy here and breathe slowly here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, drop your knees to the earth, chest and chin. Your hands are just underneath of your shoulders. Come up on your fingertips and squeeze those elbows in. Ashtanga Namaskar. We've got 2 feet, 2 knees, 2 hands, chest and chin. And your gaze is down your nose. Getting a nice stretch in the middle back here. for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands. Let your belly come down to the earth. Slide your legs back. Bring the tops of the feet to the mat. Inhale the chest up. Now, typically we come to Cobra, but I love to share Sphinx as we're still warming up here. So bring your forearms to the mat and then take your chest through your shoulders. Take your gaze up on the ceiling as far back as you can. Your butt is soft. The tops of your feet are resting on the floor. Breathing slowly. Exhale, release. Take your hands underneath of your shoulders. Tuck the toes. Press into your palms. Lift the hips up and back. Mountain pose. Take the left foot in between your hands. Drop the right knee in the top of the right foot. As we inhale, the shoulders up and back and lunge into that front left knee. Ashwashan, Chalanasana, Equestrian pose. So as we lunge forward and we're balancing on the midline of the body, we can take our chest up towards the ceiling and then look back to draw in a nice gentle back bend. Look as far back on the ceiling behind you. And breathe slowly here. Exhale, release your hands to the mat. Tuck your back right toes. Bring that leg up to meet the left. Forward fold. The body's starting to warm up here. You may feel more length in the body. You can bring your hands to the floor. Perhaps you can take your palms to the earth, fingers facing back. Let the top of the head come down towards the top of the feet. Bend the knees, bring the hands together. Inhale, the arms up overhead. Exhale through prayer position at the heart. Release the hands. Do the same thing on the other side, this time moving through 12 breaths. Inhale, deeply open the eyes. Exhale, bring the hands through prayer position. Inhale, take the arms up overhead, look up. Exhale, fold forward, body in half. Bend the knees, right leg back, top of the knee and top of the foot. Inhale, Ashwashan, Chalanasana. Exhale, release the hands, send the left leg back, mountain pose. The bottom of the exhalation, keep the breath out. Drop to your knees, chest, and chin. Surya Namaskar. Inhale, slide the belly down and lift the chest up, coming into Cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, press into the palms, lift the hips. Mountain pose. Take the right foot in between the hands, drop the left knee and the top of the left foot as we inhale, Ashwashan, Chalanasana. Hands back to the floor, tuck the toes, exhale, left leg up to meet the right, body in half, forward fold. Hands together, inhale, up overhead, look up. Exhale, close the prayer. Release the hands to the side. Take a nice, long, deep inhalation through the nose. Exhale slowly. Taking our awareness to that space in between our eyebrows. Love you to visualize the last most beautiful moon you've seen in the night sky. We're at a crescent moon phase, so it should look like a sliver in the evening sky. We're at the beginning of the phase of the moon. And the yogis of the past, the ancient teachers, acknowledge that the moon, just as it impacts all the waters on planet Earth with the tides based on the phases of the moon, that our internal waters are also impacted by the phases of the moon. So we move through these next series of Chandra Namaskar, moon salutations, to tame the mind and clarify the waters of our own body. The Brain is said to be 95% water. So we move through this, clarifying and purifying all the fluids of the body. Inhale, deeply open the eyes. Exhale, hands to prayer position at the heart. Inhale, open, take your arms up overhead, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Body in half. Bend the knees, left leg back, drop to the knee and the top of the foot. This time, hands through prayer position at the heart. As we lunge into that front knee, inhale, the arms up overhead, crescent moon position. So no hard and fast rules here. You can have your arms parallel or steeple position. But as we're lunging here, we're taking our chest and our gaze up towards the ceiling as far back as our gaze can take us. Breathing slowly here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands. Exhale, take the right leg back to meet the left. See if you can reach both heels down evenly towards the mat. Notice that one knee might want to reach the back of the wall behind you more than the other. See if you can press both knees evenly back behind you. Press down into your palms, draw your chest closer to your thighs. Lift those sits bones, really visualize them going up towards the ceiling. The bottom of the exhalation, drop to the knees, chest and chin, Ashtanga Namaskar. Your gaze is down the nose. Drop the belly, take the tops of the feet to the earth. Inhale, cobra. As we exhale, we'll release the pose, tuck the toes, press into the palms. Mountain pose. Take the left foot in between the hands, drop to the right knee and the top of the right foot. Hands through prayer position at the heart as we lunge forward and take the arms up overhead into crescent moon position. Release the hands, tuck the back right toes. Exhale, bring the right leg up to meet the left, forward fold. Hands together, inhale, all the way up overhead, and then exhale through prayer position at the heart. Release the hands to the side. Take a nice long inhalation through the nostrils. Exhale slowly. Let's do the same thing on the other side, this time moving a bit more swiftly, using the breath as our cues. 12 breath, 12 poses. Inhale, deeply open the eyes. Exhale, hands to prayer position. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, body in half. Bend the knees, right leg back. Hands to prayer position. Inhale, crescent moon position. Release the hands, tuck the toes. Exhale, send the left leg back to meet the right, mountain pose. The bottom of the exhalation, drop to the knees, chest and chin. No breath here. Inhale, bring the pelvis to the floor, the tops of the foot, feet, cobra. Butt is soft. Exhale, tuck the toes, press into the palms, lift those hips, mountain pose. Take the right foot in between the hands, drop to the knee, top of the left foot. Hands through prayer, lunge into that front leg as we inhale, crescent moon position. Release the hands, tuck the toes. Exhale, left leg up to meet the right, body in half. Then the knees, inhale, up. Exhale, close the pose. Release your hands to the side, close the eyes, and bring your introspection inwards. See if you can find the beating of your heart. The body is starting to warm up here. Might feel some vibrancy around your fingertips, your toes, your skull. As this fresh breath and movement, our healthy, vibrant lungs, our lower lobes, our middle lobes, our upper lobes, we're taking in fresh breath. Our lungs are purifying this oxygen and sending it down into the heart. Within this fresh oxygen mingles with all the fluids in the heart, all the blood and nutrients, and then the heart pumps fresh oxygenated blood to every cell of our body. So very grateful for the cellular activity, for the organs, the systems of the body. Let's go ahead and open the eyes. Let's move into our first asana of today, chair pose. So we're going to bring our feet together. Bend the knees, bring the hands to heart position. So the feet and ankles are together and the knees. Then we're going to bend down as if we're sitting into a chair. Take the arms up overhead. Now like before, you can have your hands parallel or steeple. This is your choice. Sit down a little bit further. Really lengthen along those side ribs. Stretch through the shoulders. And then your gaze, actually your belly button, activate it. Draw that back towards the spine so that the whole belly is active. And then the fingertips are reaching up towards the heavens. Your gaze is in between your eyebrows up towards the ceiling. Sit down a little bit further and then lift your toes up off the mat, just the toes. And then in the final position, you're listening to the symphony of your breath for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Sit down a little bit further. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release your hands down back behind you. Interlace those hands, draw them down the spine, open up the chest, and then we'll immediately go into a counter pose. Exhale, forward fold. Bring that chest down towards your thighs, and then allow your hands to come up overhead to your degree. Really stretching the front of the heart and the shoulders. Let your chin drop towards your chest. Visualize the top of the head going towards the top of your feet. Bring the weight of the body into the balls of the feet. Backs of the legs are long. This should feel good. For 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands down back by your side. Bend the knees. Roll the spine up slowly here. Great job, yogis. Let's next continue on with our chair series. We'll bring some internal massage to our inner organs. So we'll bring our hands through prayer position. We'll first be working with our stomach. So we're going to inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees. And this time take the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. We're going to twist from the hips and stack the elbows. And then take your gaze, sit down a little bit further, take your gaze over the left shoulder up towards the ceiling. Breathing here. You can stay here. You can also keep that right elbow hooked on the outside of your left knee. Take your fingertips to the earth. Take your left hand to the ceiling. Oh, lift open that left shoulder. Look up past your left fingertips. You can also bend that elbow, take your left hand to the outside of your right hip. Find your bind for 3, 2, and 1. Release, bringing your hands back through prayer position at the heart. Take a nice gentle inhalation. Exhale slowly. Now bringing our awareness and our focus into the hardest working internal organ, the almighty liver. So hands in prayer, inhale. As we exhale, bend the knees, take the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Begin to twist from the waist. So we're stacking the shoulders, and then take your gaze over your right shoulder towards the ceiling. Sit down a little bit more and then stay here and breathe. You can also take your left fingertips to the floor, keeping your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Take your right fingertips up, look up. You can bend that right elbow and take it over to the left hip. Yogi's choice here. Breathing slowly. Release the hands. Back through prayer position at the heart. Take a nice inhalation. Exhale slowly. Nice spinal twist from the base of the brain stem all the way to the tailbone. Great job. We're going to come back on our mat just a little bit. Let's move into table series. Feet are together. Inhale the arms up overhead, parallel or steeple. And then as you exhale, fold forward, hinging at the waist, but pause at 90 degrees. So you're looking down to your mat directly underneath of your nose, and then you're reaching those fingertips towards the front of the room. Press down powerfully through your feet. Reach back through your sits bones. Get long. You're flat like a table. If you have a shoulder or neck injury, simply keep your hands closer to your chest. Reach. Engage the belly. Feel strong and long. Exhale slowly. Bring the hands back through prayer position at the heart. We're going to bend the knees. Bring your weight onto your standing left leg. Take that right leg back behind you. It's okay to wobble. It's okay to fall. We're going to have some fun here, playing with some balance. So press that right heel back. Your toes are pressing down. You can stay here, but if you don't have a neck or shoulder injury, you have the privilege to take your arms forward and reach towards the front of the room. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands through prayer position. And then we're going to pendulum that right leg up and through. Lift it high. Get the toes of the front foot and line it with the hips. Smile at the shake of the leg. My teacher reminds us it's only going to last for a while. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's take that foot. Let's go straight into tree pose. So you can have a tree at your calf. You can have a tree at your ankle. You can also have a tree up on your inner thigh. Just don't press it into your knee, please. That's what I ask. Hands at prayer. And then yogi's choice. You can take your arms up overhead. Let your branches go wide and sway. Have some fun here. You can find a drishti, or an gaze at an unmoving point on the wall or floor out in front of you. Go ahead and release. Shake it out. Let's do the other side. So bend the knees. We're going to bring our weight and create a solid foundation into that right leg. Hands to prayer. Take the left leg, send it back behind you. Body in half, so the hips and shoulders are square. The left big toe is in alignment with the center line of the body. If you have it available today, take your arms overhead, reach towards the front of the room. Breathe slowly here. Back through prayer position. Pendulum. That left leg up and through. Lift it as high as you can. Beautiful. And then we'll move straight into our version of tree pose today. Take that left knee, open it up. Take the hands through prayer. Overhead. Go ahead and release. Great job, everybody. Let's take our legs wide. We'll take the outer edges of our feet to the outer edges of the sticky mat. We'll inhale our arms up overhead. Take the right wrist. Take the right hand and grab the left wrist. Take the left hip out to the side. Use the strength of the right arm to pull that left arm overhead. And then turn your head and neck and gaze to the ceiling past your left bicep. Your right armpit is energetically more in front of your left armpit. Breathing slowly here. Pull. Inhale, come back to center. Let's switch sides. Take your left hand and grab your right wrist. Inhale that arm up overhead. Send your right hip out to the side. Look up towards the ceiling past your right bicep, and then take that left armpit more forward than the right. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, back to center. Release your hands. Next, we'll move into Tadasana. This is hands to feet pose. Now I'm going to offer some variations based on how you're feeling today. So inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold the body in half. Now, if you're still feeling tight behind the legs, no problem. Have your hands on your shins or the backs of your calves. For the rest of us, if we can get our fingers underneath of our toes, we're going to do that. If we can walk our hands back and press down onto our palms, hand to feet pose. Let the head and neck hang, and you can even bend the elbows and draw the chest closer towards the thighs. Bring the weight towards the balls of the feet so the backs of the legs are long. And breathe slowly here. Bend the knees, release the hands. If you have your hands on your shins or the backs of your calves, stay here. Everybody else, we're going to take our peace fingers, wrap them around our big toes, press down underneath that big toe mound, and then everybody, we're going to look up. Straighten the elbows, look up. See if you can see where the floor in front of you meets the wall. See if you can look a quarter way up the wall, halfway up the wall. Maybe you can even look up to where the wall in front of you meets the ceiling. We're getting a nice upper back bend here. And 1, release, bend the knees. Take the hands to the earth and let's walk back to mountain pose. Bend the right knee, send the left heel to the earth. Straighten the right knee, bend the left knee, send the right heel towards the earth. Send both heels towards the earth evenly. Press down into your right palm. Lift the left leg back behind you. The big toe of the left leg is in alignment with the center of the body. Press down into that right palm. Straighten that right elbow. Lift your leg a little bit higher. As you exhale, swing it on through. Let's prepare for Virabhadrasana 1. So you're going to take your right heel to the earth, and as we inhale, we're going to lift the body up and lunge into that front leg. Our hips and shoulders are facing forward as if we have a flashlight on that right hip. Hands to prayer position. And in the back leg, our toes are at about 1 p.m. Our hips and shoulders are square. Lunge into that front leg. And then take the gaze up to the ceiling in between the eyebrow center. Keep the chin parallel to the earth. So you're not like lifting your head back. Your chin is parallel and your gaze is up between the eyebrows. See if you can turn your right armpit more forward than the left. Lunge a little bit more, strong like a warrior. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. Let's open up the body and transform. We're going to come into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. So take the back right leg back a few inches. Open up the hips and the shoulders to the side wall. Glance back swiftly to make sure that your front and back arms are even. And then turn the head and neck as you bend that front knee and stare down on your fingertips off into infinity. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Take the right arm forward. Lunge into that front leg. Avaya Virabhadrasana, Fearless Warrior. See if you can keep your belly from collapsing on that front thigh. Smile at the shake of the leg. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your left hand to the floor on the inside of your left foot. Open up the shoulders, stack the shoulders, take the right arm up towards the sky. I like to heel toe my right foot back a little bit more, a few inches, so that I can sink my pelvis towards the floor. You can bend the elbow, you can find a bind. Open up that right shoulder and look up towards the ceiling. Breathe slowly here. Release your hands, drop your knee in the top of the right foot. Heel toe, that left leg up off the mat. We're going to come into Kundan Yasa. I'm going to turn sideways here so that you can see. And how this works is we have our hands in push-up position. Bend the elbows and then bring the weight of the body forward. So you're going to hook that left elbow into that left inner thigh. And as I walk my right knee back, I'm able to hook my right elbow into that right hip bone. My left toes are still on the mat, but it's like I'm doing chaturanga. But then I can play with lifting my left leg and then maybe my right toes and play with the arm balance here. Give it a few tries. And then when you feel ready, everybody, we're going to come back into child's pose. Take the hips down to the heels. Take the forehead to the mat. Take your arms down back by your sides, palms facing up. Take a nice inhalation deeply through the nose. Exhale slowly. Return the breath to normal. Bring your introspection again to the beating of your heart. The yogis believe that the heart, the organ of the heart, it's electrical energy, it's atomic energy, that this organ governs the emotion of love in our lives. So there's this idea that each time we roll out our mat and we do this practice, we are cultivating and we're spreading love to every cell of our body. We're growing our self-love. And it's then when we fill our own love cup, then we're able to go out and shine and be of service with compassion to the world outside of us. So very grateful for this mighty, vibrant heart. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, we're going to meet again in mountain pose to do the same thing. The last round, we strengthened and lengthened our lunar side, our feminine side. So let's meet in mountain pose and do the same thing for our solar side. So take the left heel to the earth. Take the right heel, lift the right heel, straighten the left arm. Lift it a little bit higher. Exhale, swing it on through. Take the left heel to the earth. Inhale. Bring the body up and then lunge into that front right knee. Turn the hips and shoulders square. Bring the hands through prayer and then up overhead. Yogi's choice. Lunge a little bit further. You're gripping the back of the mat with the outside of your left foot. Your gaze is up between your eyebrows. Your left armpit is slightly more forward than the right. In the final pose, you're listening to the symphony of your breath. Inhale, open. Let's transform the body. We're changing our skeletal structure here. Walk that left foot back a little bit. Open up the hips and shoulders to the side wall. Glance back briefly to make sure that the back arm is the same height as your front arm. Lunge into that front foot. Turn the head and neck and look down those fingertips. Strong like a warrior. Bring the left arm up to meet the right. Turn the hips and shoulders and lunge into that front leg. Avaya Virabhadrasana. Take the gaze in between the eyebrows towards the ceiling. Smile at the shake of the leg, knowing it's only going to last for a while. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take that right hand on the inside of the right foot. Open up the chest. Take the left arm up. Wiggle the back foot back a little bit more so that you can sink the pelvis to the earth. Stay here or find a variation that works for you, whether you have a bind or you take your left hand on the outside of your right hip. Open up the shoulder. Look up. We're getting a nice, gentle massage to the brainstem here. Release your hand, drop your knee, heel toe, heel toe. Let's do Kundan Yasa on the other side. Give it a try. Hands in push-up pose. Bend the elbows. Hook that right elbow into that right inner thigh. Walk the left leg back. Hook the left elbow into the left hip bone. And then begin to play with lifting your toes up off the mat. Have some fun. And then everybody, let's press back into child's pose. Take a nice slow inhalation through the nose. Exhale slowly. Return the breath to normal. Just feel the breath move throughout your body. With your forehead on the ground in this resting position, just tune in to the subtle movement of breath, even alongside the back of the body. Filling your kidneys with fresh breath. Relieving the low back with circulation. Feeling the breath into the back of the heart. Bringing fresh life to scapulas and shoulders, head and neck. So very grateful for this body and all the gifts it gives me. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, everybody, we're going to meet in tabletop position so that your hands are underneath of your shoulders, your knees are underneath of your hips, tops of the feet are on the mat, head and neck is long so that you're looking down just underneath of your nose. Let's everybody inhale, drop the belly, take the gaze up. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, round everything. Tuck the chin into the chest, tuck the belly button to the spine. We'll do this a few more times at your pace. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. After the next time, we'll pause at flat back. And then take your right arm out in front of you. Reach through those fingertips, palm facing in as if you're reaching out to shake my hand. And then go ahead and lift that left leg, press through the heel so the toes are active. You're pressing through the heel, you're balancing on the top of your right foot, and you're actively stretching from your right fingertips through the left heel. Stretch, stretch, stretch. You can stay here. You can also bend that left knee and grab on, take your right hand and grab onto your ankle or your foot. Kick that leg up and back. You can turn your head and neck and look over your right shoulder towards your foot. Breathe slowly here. Go ahead and release. Good job, yogis. Good job here. Shake out the wrists. And lean back, roll out the wrists. Oh, we're getting strong here. These back bends help to bring lots of good energy to the heart too. So this time we're going to take our left hand and reach it towards the front of the room. You're looking down your nose so the back of the neck is long. Reach through those fingertips. And then lift your right leg up. Press back through the back of the right heel. Lengthen here. And then go ahead and bend that right knee. Take the left arm back. Grab onto the ankle and then lift that knee. Kick it back away from you. Take your gaze, look over your left shoulder. Go ahead and release. Press back onto your heels. And then everybody, let's find our way into a squats position. They call this the Fountain of Youth pose. Oh, feels so good on the low back. So we're going to move into an inversion practice here, but perhaps you're a menstruating woman and on one of your first 3 days of your period and you don't want to go upside down. So please feel free to go here. You can do variations of what works for you. And so for the rest of us, let's go ahead. First, we'll go into crow pose. So we're going to practice our arm balances here. So bring the hands out in front of you. Space shoulder distance apart. Come up onto the tippy toes. Bend the knees and bring the knees onto the outside of the triceps on the top of the elbows. Bend the elbows, make like a 90 degrees with them, and then bring the weight of the body forward. And then you can begin to play with lifting one toe up off the mat, and two. Give it some tries here. A is for attempt. If you have a headstand practice in the middle of the room and you want to go directly into it from your crow position, please do so. Otherwise, give your crow a few tries. If you're in headstand position, let's go ahead, everybody, let's come back down. And if you have a baggy shirt, go ahead and tuck it into your shirt so it doesn't fly over your face. And if you have a headstand practice safely in the middle of the room, by all means, go into your preferred version today. If you have a safe headstand practice against the wall, by all means, please use that. For the rest of us, we're going to do shoulder stand, Charvangasana. It's known as queen pose. So let's come to lay our spine flat on the mat. Take the legs up overhead, lift the hips, and then how it works is your hands are going to come to rest on the low back. Take the elbows in, close, it should feel good. Bring your heels and big toes together. Your chin is close to your chest, and then your gaze is in between your big toes. You're breathing slowly here. All of the organs are receiving a fresh bath as we reverse all the fluids, their flow. Heart smiling, brain smiling. If you're in a headstand or shoulder stand, let's everybody take the legs wide. Everybody bring your legs up. If you're in headstand position, let's do splits. If you're in shoulder stand, let's take the left leg overhead. Keep the right leg up. Let's bring the left leg up. Let's switch sides, everybody. Take the right leg up. If you're in headstand position, do any variation that works for you. Lotus, eagle. If you're in shoulder stand, let's come into Halasana, plow pose. Let's everybody take our legs overhead. If you have the privilege for your feet to touch the earth, you can take your hands off your low back, interlace them and draw them down towards the floor. Breathe slowly here. Release your hands to your back, bend the knees, roll out slowly if you're in shoulder stand. If you're in headstand, come down slowly. Everybody, let's meet in a mini Shavasana, letting the head and neck rock from side to side and back to center a couple of times. Let's continue to counter the stress from the head and neck from our inversion practice. Everybody's gonna come into fish pose. So bring the feet and ankles together. We'll take our hands by our side, palms facing down. I like to bring my palms underneath of the bum. As you inhale, lift the shoulders, the chest, and head up off the mat. And then come to rest on the elbows, and then let the head drop back. Take the feet down, and then take your lower set of teeth past the upper set of teeth. These are your fish skills. Breathe slowly here. Go ahead and release your head and neck back to the mat. Release your hands. And then bend your knees and walk your feet closer to your bum. Let your arms be long alongside your body. We're going to bring the pressure into our feet. Press into the feet. We'll begin to lift the hips up off the mat. We're going to continue with cooling down our spine. So you can stay here reaching towards your heels. You can also interlace your hands underneath of your spine. Squeeze those knees towards one another. You can stay here. You can also, if you have a full wheel pose in your practice, you can take your arms up overhead, press into your heels, lift the hips up off the mat. And then everybody, let's release our hands and bring the spine down to the mat flat as slow as you can go. Release both legs. Take your hands to your side. Let the head and neck rock from side to side and back to center. You're going to roll over under our right side. Help the body up. Extend those legs out in front of us. Actually, let's take our legs wide. to your comfort. Take the toes up. We're going to inhale our arms up overhead. Exhale, turn towards the left leg and then fold forward. Grab it on wherever it feels good to you. Maybe it's your shin, your calf. Maybe you can grab onto your toes and take your forehead towards the shin. Breathing slowly here. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, twist the body towards the right leg and then fold forward over that right thigh. Grab on where you can and then lengthen. Inhale, walk your hands back up. Take your arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Bring those hands in front of you. No overstretching here, please. Go to your edge and then just stay there and breathe. There's no need to prove anything. Activate your toes. Stretch through your heels. And then bring your chest closer towards the floor. To your degree. You can even grab onto your ankles or your feet. Walk your hands back up. Bend the knees. Help the legs come upright. Take your legs a little bit wider than hips distance. We're going to come into a spinal twist. Here. So inhale the arms up. As you exhale, turn back and take the right arm past that line of symmetry, the midline of the body on the mat behind you. Now perhaps this is your pose. Perhaps you can come down onto your forearm. Take your left hand to the earth. Your toes are activated towards the ceiling. You should feel a nice twist and a nice opening here. Breathing slowly. Take your gaze as far back on the wall behind you as you can. Exhale, release. Press into that palm, come upright. Inhale. As we exhale, take the left arm back past the midline of the body. And then to your degree, maybe you can rest on your hand. Maybe you can come all the way down onto your forearm. Take your gaze, twist the head and neck. Look as far back on the wall behind you as you can. Release. Let's everybody take our hands to our thighs. We're going to lean back, come to balance on our tailbone. Roll the shoulders up and back. Lift those legs. Come into Navasana or boat pose. Take the gaze in between the big toes. Breathe slowly here. And then let's reactivate with Kapalabhati. Take your peace fingers to your big toes. Extend those legs out in front of you. Straighten the shoulders and elbows. Open up the legs wide. Take your legs back together. See if you can bring your forehead to your shins. Have some fun. Give it a few tries. And then everybody, let's spin 180 degrees and we'll come to rest. And our final resting position, corpse pose. Stay with me here. This is what we believe to be the most important part of our practice. So take the spine, go ahead and everybody lay down, remove the hair bun, take the spine long, let your legs be about 18 inches, your ankles about 18 inches away from one another. Let the heels and the toes flop to the side. Your arms are going to be palms facing up about 8 to 12 inches away from your hips. The back of the head is supported. I'm I'm going to take us through an active relaxation process. So go ahead and bring your awareness to your left leg. Lift it 2 inches up off the mat. Point the toes, flex the calf, tighten the quad, and let the leg flop. Take the right leg up off the mat, 2 inches, point, flex, flop. Inhale, squeeze the buttocks. At the same time, draw the belly button down towards the spine. Squeeze, 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 and then relax the entire pelvis and hip region. Inhale, bring the breath all the way up the chest. Take a nice big breath all the way up into your throat, and then open up the mouth and let out a nice return the breath to normal. Lift your left arm up off the mat 2 inches. Make a fist, tighten the arm all the way up to the shoulder, and let it flop. Make a fist with your right hand, lift it up 2 inches up off the mat, tighten, fist, flop. Keep the back of the head on the mat. Drop your chin into your chest, chin into your chest, chin into your chest. Release. Let the head and neck rock from side to side and back to center. Simba, lion's breath. Inhale, draw the energy all the way up to your mouth. And as you exhale, bug out your eyes, stick out your tongue. Release the energy from the jaw. Inhale, draw the breath up into your face. Squeeze your eyes, squeeze your ears, squeeze every hair on your head. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. Relax your entire face and mouth. Bringing your awareness to the breath on your upper lip. See if you can remain an observer here without trying to change a thing, simply witnessing the breath moving in and out of the nostrils. Next, bring your awareness to the navel center. And again, without trying to change anything or control anything, see if you can remain the observer and witness the gentle rise and fall of the navel center. Inhale, navel up. To use your breath and count backwards from 10 to 1. Inhale, navel up, 10. Exhale, navel down, 10. Inhale, navel up, 9. Exhale, navel down, 9. To your count, at your pace, all the way down to 1. Wherever you are, go ahead and release the count. Release the awareness and give yourself space to simply relax. If you find that thoughts are coming in and out of your mind, simply let them pass like clouds in the sky. The yogis believe that We called upon the mode of rajas, or passion, to move through our practice and transform our earthly body through the elements of effort and breath and heat and movement. That we call upon the mode of goodness and rest to integrate our practice into every cell of our body, remaining open to healing. Trusting in the harmony of our effort and relaxation. Calling on the mode of goodness. Allow your awareness to come again to the belly center, filling your belly up with breath. Again, having your awareness witness the breath move through the body. Take your thumb and touch each fingertip. Wiggle your toes. At your pace, we're going to inhale our arms up overhead. Stretch long on one side and the other. Stretch through your fingers and your toes. Release your hands down back by your side. However you get there, everybody, let's roll over onto our right side. Pause in fetal position. Take your left hand to your belly. You can use your right arm as a pillow for your head. Just sit here for a moment in appreciation towards yourself. Growing self-love. Feeling good about our efforts and our practice together today. Knowing that it's practices like these where we return to our introspection, reflect, renew, heal, and grow. Share compassion with ourselves in our practice, that we can then take it out onto the world and love and share and contribute and be of service without depleting ourselves. So when you're ready, and only when you're ready, we'll release that left hand from the belly, press the palm into the earth, help the body come upright, find yourself to a comfortable seated position like when we began. Just take notice as you bring your awareness to the upper lip, as the breath moves in and out of the nostrils. Take notice how we've transformed our mind, body, and spirit in our practice today. Bringing the hands to prayer position at the heart. What an honor it is to share in this practice with you, even though we're doing it in this cyber way. I feel so blessed that you're here with me. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Thanks again, yogis, for joining. If you're here with me, please leave a note. Let me know that what you'd like more of. If you're not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button so that we can grow here on YouTube. I'm Terra of the Live Yoga channel. My sweetheart Evan, he's usually here with me. He's coaching right now. So this week and next week, I'll be leading the show here at the Live Yoga channel. So tune in again. We'll be back on Monday for our morning practice, whether that's afternoon or evening for you and your place in the world. Let us know that you're here with us. It's an honor to be here, and may you have the best day ever. Thanks so much. Take this yoga off the mat into the world. Lots of aloha. Bye-bye.